Hi, welcome back to Knit Cheek. That's the channel name. I'm laughing because I'm really terrible at intros and my cat is attacking my hand for some reason. Hi, welcome back. My name is Natalie and you are watching Knit Cheek. I am the cheek behind Knit Cheek, and in today's episode I am going to be talking about the 4 summer tops that I have knit / crocheted and 10 patterns that are on my radar of things that I want to knit for summer garments. Will I knit all 10 of them? Definitely not. Maybe 1, honestly. Yeah. But I have a lot of them that I've liked. I know that there are a lot of summer inspiration videos already out there, and so I hope you find something that you haven't already seen on this one, but I'm not going to make any promises because you know, a lot of people will be liking the same stuff. So that's why there's like a hot right now page on Ravelry. So here's my pile of my 4 knit / crochet summer tops. So I have 4 tops, and I have previously talked about most of I think I've talked about all of these on the channel. So if this seems repetitive, you can skip ahead and check out some of those patterns that I have on my to knit / crochet list for summer. But I am going to be inserting some clips of me trying on each one of these. So if you want to see maybe the pattern and movement, stick around. So first up, I have my most recent finished object, which I just talked about it on my last cast on. Or my last video, and that is the Vacation Vest by Park Williams, and that is knit up in Baroku's Pima in the color Wisteria. I knit a size small, but through the saga of my trip to Italy, I ripped this out a couple of times and finagled to make it smaller because it was too big. The finished product on is a stitch too small, in my opinion. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but I overcompensate all the time when I make mistakes. So yeah, this is the Park, not the Park, that's who knit it, designed it was Park Williams. So this is the Vacation Vest. This was a very, very easy knit and very well written pattern. This was a great pattern for taking on the plane because she has written instructions for things like make one left, things that you always have to like Google sometimes. And now my cat's taken off with my ball of yarn. Hey, that's for me. So this was a great pattern for that reason, to take on the go. She's really, really thorough. So I really like the way that she wrote that pattern. But I did have to rip it back because I think my row gauge was off, was the problem. And she does mention that that happened with some of the test knitters with the front pieces and to watch out for that. But the only way I could have watched out for it was to knit it and find out. I did meet gauge, but it is pretty open gauge. The yarn that I use is a very like drapey Pima cotton. I use it in another project where I crocheted it and it has a completely different look. This yarn did show a lot of my rowing out and a lot of the imperfections in it in this knit, but when you wear it, no one's going to notice except for another knitter. And I want them to notice because I want them to come talk to me and introduce themselves to me so we could be friends, because I'm not going to do it because I'm too shy. So that is the Vacation Vest by Park Williams. Next up is I finished this last year, but I did talk about it in a couple episodes ago because I finished it last year and didn't leave in the ends and then just threw it in the drawer because it was cold and I wasn't going to wear it. This is probably my favorite top that I have made for summer, and it is called the Tip Top Tank by Emily Bolduan. And I knit this in a size small, but I'm not 100% because this is before I started documenting things really well for the podcast, so I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure it's small. And this was a joy to knit on. This is with the yarn Sammy by Amano, which is a 100% Peruvian Pima cotton yarn, and it's glorious. It's glorious to knit with, and it's just they have kind of like a pastel-y neutral colorways, and I have to get my hands on more colors because I would love to make, I would make another one of these. It was really like, because it's like, okay, you get it started, right? And then once you get to body, it's just knitting in the round. So I would definitely knit another one of these. I don't know if that's boring for you guys, but I would. This one and one other top I would knit again. The vacation vest I wouldn't, just because I don't think I need another one of those, but this is like an everyday go-to. I love the way this fits, boxy and cropped. If that makes me basic, I'm sorry, I'm basic, but it's a good one. I don't know if I have anything else to say on this one. Since I knit it last year, it did mess up and cast on the wrong amount of stitches. I'm sorry, that's wrong. You cast on the bottom. This is a bottom up pattern. I forgot about that. So you get to knit in the round and then do these dies. And I actually knit the whole body, not realizing that I had 10 extra stitches, or 10, I was off 10 stitches on one side. And I ended up ripping the whole thing back and redoing it. And I never really hated it because I enjoyed knitting it so much. So that is the Tip Top tank. And this is the fine edition. I ended up knitting it with the Sammy Amano, which I don't think is a fingering weight, even though this particular pattern called for fingering. I originally gauge swatched for the Tip Top tank regular, and my gauge was off, and I was not going to knit this with this yarn. And then I realized that my gauge was correct for the Tip Top tank fine, so I ended up doing that. I don't know how that happens, because usually I'm a pretty loose knitter, so usually it's the other way around, where I can get away with knitting DK sub-worsted but not go down. Does that make sense? I hope so. So next up is the Seabreeze tank top, and that is a crochet tank top. And this is the one where I crocheted it with the same yarn that I made the vacation vest with. And to give you a side-by-side, this is the same yarn. They might be slightly different colors just because they're from different dye lots, but I think they're pretty spot on. And just totally different effect, obviously. But this one I get a ton of wear out of. This took 2 balls of the Baroku Pima. The other one took less. The Park Williams vacation vest took less than 2 balls. But this took 2 balls, and I want to say that those run $11. So I think this cost me less than $25. And I would love to have these in more colors, and it was really fast. So I am thinking about making more of these. But yeah, this is the Seabreeze tank top by, who is this by? I'm going to have to look that up because I didn't write. I want to say it's Grace something. I actually crocheted this in a class. I thought it was a beginner crochet tank top class. Turns out it was a crochet tank top modification class. So it was a class where we learned how to modify a pattern with crochet, and that was scary. Let me see who. Grace Forthefrills is who designed this one. So yeah, so what we, in the original pattern, both the back and the front have that V-neck, and I modified it so that it had a higher back, which makes it sit really nicely, and it's reversible. Even though I never wear it reversible, I always wear it this way, but I really like the structure of this, and it wasn't too hard to figure it out. But I would definitely make another one of these. So put that to the pile. I don't know if there's anything else to say about that. And then lastly, I have my leaf tank top. This is probably my least worn. Actually, the vacation vest is the least worn because I just finished it. But this is my least worn tank top. And this is the leaf tank top. And I knit this in a size small medium. Comes in 2 sizes. And I knit this with Circulo sugarcane yarn, which is like a sugarcane based viscose. And it's super drapey and shiny, and it's really pretty. The reason I don't wear it a lot is because it's really fiddly with the straps. Like I always feel it's gonna fall down. I am tempted to cut this and to reknit this portion in garter stitch, just to give it more structure to hold on to up here because it is pretty deep and I don't have a lot of assets to hold this in place. And it's really slippery. So as far as the pattern, this is my first lace pattern and I had so much fun knitting this. This was a process knit for sure. I enjoyed doing it and I definitely would make more lace projects. I wouldn't make this top again. I do think though in the original pattern, I'm saying she, I don't know who made this. This is by, I didn't write that one down either. The original pattern had more, the original sample had more structure to it, I want to say, or it was made from a yarn that had more structure. Maylene Reinert. But yeah, so I don't know if I would do it again with a less drapey yarn, but I do like this tank top. I just don't need another one. Those are my 4 summer pieces. So yeah, I could use some more. So I have 10 patterns that that are in my knitting potentials. I think they're actually all knitting. Well, I'll also give you some acquisitions or general acquisitions after I'm done with this. Let me find my tees and tops. Okay, so on my first pattern that I have in my favorites is the Sunshine Tee by Andrea Gaughan. And she has a podcast on YouTube. I should know how to say her name, but I don't know if she ever introduced herself as her last name. Anyways, this is a tee, a knit tee, knit with fingering weight yarn. It is, I'm going to move to the side so I can put pictures in. It is a light fingering 27 stitch gauge, and she suggests either knitting for olive merino, pure silk, or cotton merino. I actually have some pure silk, but I don't think I have enough for this. And the sample is pretty cropped already. But yeah, it's kind of got a, not an oversized, but like positive ease cropped fit. And that's going to be a standard theme with things that I like always. Is there anything that I want to say about the construction? It's top down. It is seamless, so one piece. It's top down and seamless with set in sleeves. That means something, but I don't know what it means. The sizing is graded up to, or no, into 10 sizes. Designed to fit bodies with a bust measurement of 30 to 66. So next up is actually 2 patterns with the same name. There's like a top, tank top, and a shirt, and that is a Darjeeling top and the Darjeeling tee, and both of those, or Darjeeling blouse, and both of those are designed by Trust the Mojo is the name of the designer's page. They're just both. I think I like the tee better just because I don't have anything like that. I also really like the tank, but I have a lot of tanks in that shape, I guess, but not a lot of knit ones. But the tank top is just so cute, and there are a couple projects in their project page where they make it a little bit more oversized, and I really like that look. So that is a sport weight pattern, and she suggests using a cotton cashmere yarn. I would probably just knit this with cotton. And sport weight, I mean, I would love to do this. I think I did see somebody, yes, I did, the tank top version, do it in that same yarn, the Sammy Amano, and I would love to make that like a white, off-white tee version with the Darjeeling blouse. They're both 22 stitches, gauge with sport weight. I don't know if they're both the same. The blouse is bottom up, one piece and in the round, and then let me see about the tank top. The tank top is bottom up, one piece. So it seems like they're very similar in construction. One is just a tank and one is a tee. So I would love to knit either of those. Next up, I have the Farnham tee by the Knit Purl Girl, and let me pull that up here. Okay, Farnham tee. I said it, dyslexia. So the Farnham tee by the Knit Purl Girl, and this is knit up and fingering, and the gauge is 20 stitches. DK, she suggests Garn Linne, knitting for olive pure silk, and knitting for olive cotton merino. This is a stripey. Ooh. I haven't really looked too much through the projects on this one, but the actual sample is that oversized tee cropped. And so I don't even need to look through project pages, but they're cute. I don't know if people have done solid ones. Yeah, people have done solid ones, but I do like the stripe, and I like the simple like white with like a light brown or black stripe is really cute. So that one, kind of a basic that has a little something with the stripe, but it's the shaping for me that I really like. I don't know if that's a drop shoulder. Let me see if it's drop sleeve, worked flat. Oh, but in the round too. I never understand that. Top down. I think that's because like they work part of the back first and then, I don't know. It's a construction, I think. So Rib Lace Raglan by James and Watts. That one I'm sure everybody knows about because it's a very popular pattern. The Rib Lace Raglan I think would be a great summer tee or long sleeve. He suggests using the Santolina, which I don't actually know what that is. It's a fingering yarn, hemp, cotton, bamboo. Okay, so this is totally a summer item. And I've seen a lot of people knit this on YouTube and it just looks great. It looks like a great tee, although I think I like the long sleeve. I think I would knit the long sleeve and just crop it a little bit, which people do. So it's a great pattern. I love James and Watts. I love his podcast here on YouTube. He is hilarious. And that is with a fingering yarn, which he suggested Purl Soho Santolina, which I've never touched or seen before. 17 stitches, gauge, and it is in a lace pattern, which I've only done that one lace tank top before and I loved it, but that isn't with sweaters construction, so that would be interesting to try. It is seamless, top down, and in the round. So next up I have the Rota Sleeveless Top by Irene Lynn Designs. I like all her designs. She's like one of my favorite designers. I don't know if this is one that I would actually knit. I don't know if it would look great on my body type, but I do really like it, and it still lives in my summer favorites. So that's the Rota Sleeveless Top. I love the Positive Eve cropped brown version that she has on here. It's knit with worsted weight yarn in, she suggests Stitch and Story, which is acrylic and cotton, and it is a 21 stitch gauge. This is worked top down and flat and seamless. So I don't know, maybe because the ribbing at the end probably is worked flat. So I really like that one. I don't know if I would actually knit it, but if I had endless amounts of time. So the next one on my list is not necessarily one that I think, I don't know. So it's the Camisole number 4, which I think everybody knows about, by My Favorite Wear Knitwear, and it's knit in a fingering yarn, and the yarn suggested is Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. And I bought this when I was buying the yarn for my Ariana, I almost said Ariana Grande, my Ariana cardigan. That's by Christophers. Her first name is escaping me. And that is the granny square cardigan that I crocheted. So when I was ordering the Knitting for Olive merino, heavy merino for that cardigan, I threw this in the cart because I wanted to make the Camisole number 4. Since then, though, I don't know if I love the Camisole number 4 because I feel like it's going to give me the same problems that the leaf top did, which is so fiddly with the straps and a really drapey top with someone who doesn't have a large chest to kind of keep it from moving around. So I don't know if I actually want to knit this, but I bought this yarn for the Camisole number 4, and I don't have a lot of it because I was going to crop it. Surprise! So now I either will knit that and modify the straps, just like a garter strap, which I haven't really seen in the projects, which I'm still open to just because I have the yarn and I don't have a lot of money to be buying more yarn right now. So maybe I do it just because I have it, but I think in a perfect world I find another pattern for this, but I don't know. I barely have any of it, so we'll see. So I have, next up is the Rift, and that's a tee that's been on my favorites for forever. Let's see, where's it at? And I believe that this one comes in like multiple different gauges. This one is the sport weight version. It's called the Rift, and it is an oversized boxy cropped tee, so obviously I like it. And they do long sleeve and short sleeve, but I would do the short sleeve on this one. And this is made with Little Fox yarn. That's like silk, linen, cotton, merino blend. Ooh, I would love some of this yarn. Kind of looks like not very smooth, like kind of textury to it. And this pattern is by Jacqueline. I can't read my writing for her last name. She's a beautiful designer. Oh, I don't know if I can pronounce that. Jacqueline Cieslak. And she makes all sorts of beautiful pieces. Yeah. Okay, no, it doesn't come in another sport, but she has another pattern called Ursina that I thought was like the sister of it. But, oh no, that pattern, Ursina, has a Ursa pattern word. Okay, I'm off topic here. So the Rift Tank, sport weight, 16 stitches gauge. It is bottom up, drop sleeve, in the round, seamless. But yeah, I like this one a lot. I don't have enough yarn to make it. Because what do I have here? Oh, not much. So next up I have the Moonset tee, which I'm also sure that everyone has already heard about. This is by Ozetta, and I discovered this when I was thinking about adding the Cumulus tee to my queue from Petite Knits, and I didn't love the edging on that one. I think it's like a rolled I-cord edge, and then I somehow stumbled on the Moonset tee and loved the edging of that, which I believe is double knitting so much more. And I've heard tons of people talk about this, so it's no surprise that it's popular. It is knit in fingering, and it is also knit in knitting for olive pure silk, is what she suggests. I wonder if I could just get more of it, but I don't know if I would get the same dye lot or not. And 26-inch gauge for 4 inches, 20 short rows, I-cord, top down, work flat, in the round, provisional. So it's top down and then in the round, I believe, when you connect. So, and it does have I-cord edging on the sleeves, but I liked the edging that she does on the V-neck. I think I would just do that on the sleeves too. So nothing new about that one because I know everybody already knows about it. And then, so the Ingrid top, that is knit in sport weight Georgia fiber field, which I've never seen before. It's silk cotton other. I've never seen that. Linen cotton silk. Ooh, I like this yarn too. And it kind of looks nubby like the other yarn I was eyeballing. It is a 20-stitch gauge, top down, sleeveless. It's supposed to be fitted, and then it's covered in these eyelets, and so it looks perfect for summer. And I really like the neckline and the back neckline, or what do you call the back neckline? The back line? So yeah, this is definitely up my alley. Didn't have much to say about that one, but I don't think it's cropped, but she tucks it. It's cropped. I think I'd crop it more. And then lastly, I have the Tide Loop Tee by Other Loops. Let me see. Oh, the tied loop tee. Okay, this is another one that I think is pretty popular. And it's just like a really oversized t-shirt with like really, it's like a short sleeve t-shirt, but it has like really long short sleeves, if that makes sense. And I liked the baggy fit of it. It's just something that this one's kind of unique. I haven't seen a lot like this with the texture aspect of it throughout the garment, but also the fit of it is really cool. Like, I think this garment would be great if you just knit it and stockin it too. Suggested yarn, she suggests some alpaca and some tinsel cotton linen, which would make it more of a summer for the second option. It's sport weight, 24-inch gauge. It's worked in the round and it's top down. And all the projects look so nice, comfortable. So I would definitely knit that. So yeah, I didn't have any crochet things on my 10 patterns that I'm eyeballing for summer, but I do have some plans for summer knitting. Obviously I need to figure out how I'm going to use this yarn because I have it. This is the only summer yarn that I have in my stash. So I either need to get more of it or just knit with what I probably should just knit with what I have. Knit the Camisole number 4, crop it, just knit every last stitch. I don't know. Maybe this is more than I'm thinking it is, but I don't usually knit with fingering weight yarn, so I don't know how long it goes. And then I really would like to crochet something because I don't have anything going on in my crochet life right now. And I had a couple ideas. I could crochet a bag. I could crochet another Seabreeze tank. But what I really need is a beach cover-up. And so I really need to find a crochet beach cover-up that I like. And I have a bundle on my Ravelry. But I don't know. I just don't feel like I've decided. I have a couple. The Vacation Beach Dress is a contender, which is a crocheted Aran weight beach cover-up, knitted or crocheted with We Are Knitters, the cotton, 9-stitch gauge, and it is a seamed pattern. I do like that one a lot. I don't know if I like the big open holes for the arms. I think I would either like a sleeve or like a tank top version, but I do like that one. Another one that I was eyeballing is the Beach Days Cover Up, and that is crocheted in sport weight with Lion Brand, Beautiful You. I don't know the name of these designers. Let me see. This is by the Turtle Trunk. The Vacation Beach Dress was by Luis Bolanos. And then I'll just throw in a couple more. The Poa Beach Swimsuit Cover Up, and that is by Lindsay Rowe, and that is crocheted with Aran weight, essential or organic cotton. I like organic cotton. By Rico Design. I've never heard of that yarn. Did I mention the Beach Days Cover Up Vacation Beach Dress? And then another thought that I had was to maybe crochet the Taylor Swift dress that everyone's raving about, but just crochet it all like off-white so it looks like a beach cover-up. My favorite design so far that I've seen posted on Ravelry is the Taylor Twist (parentheses Swift) dress cowl, and that I actually found. I think she has a YouTube maybe. That's DK. It's knit sideways, seamed, work flat. Ooh. But the only thing I don't know is how to pronounce the designer. No, I'm just kidding. But Femke van der Wal. That's another language for sure. Is this one looks more, I don't know, I feel like that beach cover up needs to be more open gauge than the sample. But I wonder if I could just maybe crochet it with a smaller yarn or a thinner yarn with the same needle size, crochet hook size, or just find another pattern. But I do like her version of the Taylor Twist dress. So that's all I have for you today. Just wanted to go over some summer ideas, my 4 summer tops, give you a little fashion show, and have a great summer.